Hello everyone, this is the Shitcoin Detective, and let's take a look today what happened with Terra USD and Luna yesterday. So if you weren't paying attention for cryptocurrencies yesterday, then there was a lot of market volume yesterday, and many tokens fall in price quite a lot. So it's a buyer's market right now, if you feel like. But one particular thing happened with Terra USD, because Terra USD is a stable coin, supposed to be $1. However, according to CoinMarketCap, yesterday for some time it was traded at around 70 cents. And actually, if we go to Binance, we can see that UST, which is BUSD, went down to as low as 60 cents on Binance, the centralized exchange. So obviously it lost its peg for a while, and I'm trying to find out why this might be happening to stablecoins, and if stablecoins are undertook by people. So if you want to know more about how Terra exactly works, so basically the way that it works is that it has these two tokens, Terra and Luna, and you can mint one from the other basically. So if there is a Terra is above the peg, then if UST is above the peg, then you can mint new Terra from Luna, and if it's below, then you can burn Luna and mint Terra, and that's way you can basically maintain the peg. And there is an underlying assets that that's basically Bitcoin and another few coins that the Terra protocol keeps in reserves to fractionally provide the peg for the tokens. So that only means that they don't have backing for every dollar that they're minting, only some of them, but usually that's enough. But as we can see it yesterday, this wasn't really enough because the price of the cryptocurrency fell a lot. So if we read through this, the documentation here, everything makes sense, and this is supposed to work. So why did it fail yesterday, and why are we looking at the price of Terra, which was traded as high as $120, and now it's traded for $30. So there was a major fall of this price yesterday, 50%, which is there's a lot of people lost money on this. And who could be, basically who could benefit from doing these attacks? Like who is the beneficiary for breaking this protocol basically? The way this attack was executed by basically dumping a lot of the token, right? They started dumping UST, which then decreased the price, which it's strange that a stable coin has price fluctuations, but that's basically happens every day, right? I mean, if we zoom out here, this is the usual fluctuation that we are looking at, right? This is a fraction of a cent changes, and then yesterday it went down to 60 cents. So obviously something very serious happened here. So here is what the internet is telling me, and I think what's happening. I am going to get a conclusion for it, which is going to be at the end of the video. But the way I understand it, basically what happened is that someone dumped 285 million UST on Curve and Binance, and that was like one person doing it, and shorted Luna. So the way this would work is that if UST is dumped, then its price goes below the peg, and then Luna has to be Luna has to be minted. So if we are below the peg, we are in the construction phase, which means that you have to burn Terra, you have to burn the stablecoin on their website, not just, you know, sending it to an address. Don't do that. And then in exchange, you get Luna, which decreases the price of Luna. This is, in theory, this works perfectly. Like in an isolated world, when this is like existing in a vacuum, and that would be a perfectly rational players, this would work perfectly. However, that's not what we are living in. But we don't live in an isolated world, and we live in a world where these stable coins and the tokens, the Luna, exists, where you can trade it on a centralized exchange, and you can trade it, for example, on Binance. And what we can see here is that this is Binance Futures, which is it's leverage trading, it's futures trading. You can short and long a stable coin. So what is shorting? You know, just for a fraction of a second, I will explain this. So shorting is selling tokens that you don't have, right? You borrow money and sell to someone else's tokens, and then you buy it back at a lower price. So what you can do at the same time is dump millions of USD into the market and drop its price below the peg. And you know what will happen, because what will happen is Luna will be minted, right? Everyone who is doing the arbitration, they're going to mint Luna, and the price of Luna will go down. So if you do these two things at the same time, you dump the USD and you short the Luna, and you use leverage, you can get an insane amount of money out of other people's pocket, basically. And that's what we see here. This is a chart, this is a daily chart, so each candle here is 1 day, right? If you look at the amount of trading volume of Luna, it was like, what, this $80 million, and then boom, suddenly today yesterday, when this DPEC happened, it was still, you know, the trading volume was 200 million. Today we are at 400 million, and it's only 4 p.m. here. So there's a huge fight going on about this token. Everyone's buying and selling, and the trading volume is insanely high compared to since forever, right? So the question is this: who can benefit from this? Who can benefit from basically breaking algorithmic stablecoin? Because, you know, after this, let's say you had a lot of Terra in your wallet, and, you know, at some point it's like, oh, I would like to use this to buy something, but, you know, it's supposed to be $1, but I'm only getting 93 cents for it, right? Or 60 in worst case. Who can benefit from it? This is my theory, that who can benefit from is other stable coins that don't have this sort of algorithmic backing from them. So if we sort the volume, 24-hour volume, or on CoinMarketCap, we can see that Tether, for example, had an insane at $165 billion 24-hour volume, and USDC had only like 10 billion. Terra had 5 billion, but the market cap of Terra is much smaller than USD. So Tether was benefiting from it, and the price of Tether changed nothing, and I mean nothing. So here's the thing that I think happened. Terra USDT got dumped by people who are running Tether, or the people who want basically their stablecoin to succeed and not other stablecoins. So there seems to be a lot of war going on in cryptocurrencies, because I hear stories that the Solana is getting a lot of spam basically on their network transactions that are really cheap, and but they're getting like 2 million transactions a second or something like that, which is clearly not people doing it. At earlier state, Harmony got or attacks that arbitrage bots were doing transactions that were less than 1 cent. Like the value of the tokens transferred were less than 1 cent, and they just filled up all the blocks in it. So I think there are wars going on in cryptocurrencies. Some groups are attacking other groups and trying to basically break their networks or overload their computers, and or change the price in a very, very unfavorable way. So Terra was at some point in the top 10, and not anymore. It's now top 14, and it can go down from here. It really depends. It's out of our hands basically of what's going to happen with it. The trading volume is very high, so there's a lot of fight going on, and we have to see what's going on with it in the end. Anyway, this was the Shitcoin Detective. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a like, subscribe, support me on Patreon, and we'll talk to you next time.